Hi guys, welcome to today's video. I'm going to be talking about, am I talking about anything today? And the last time I dropped a video about how to grow a small account as a Nigerian, growing a small account is actually not that easy. So I dropped a video about how to grow a small account as a Nigerian. But today I'm basically going to be talking about nothing far from the same topic, just how to stay focused while growing an account. I'm not going to edit this video. I don't have time. I'm not stressing myself. I'm not editing this video. I'm posting it like that. I have lots of things to do today. I just had to make sure that I show up and make the video. Like I told you guys, I'm going to make the video, so I'm not editing this video. You don't like my raw content, still subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe. So I'm going to be talking about how to stay focused while growing an account. I'm going to attach, few screenshots on this video about how I was able to make this $5 deposit, and then I grew it to somewhat about $50 in profit, and I'm still growing the account small, and I mean that is a deposit that most Nigerians can resonate with. Like, that's like 7,000 naira deposit. Yeah, imagine growing that to somewhat around 100,000 naira, because the account is currently over 106,000, around 72 USD right now. Yeah, 72. Yeah, and I'm still growing it. So I took very little buy on AUD, took a little buy on gold, 0.01, all in between. AUD was the only pair I did 0.1, because I mean 0.01 on gold is equivalent to 0.1 on AUD, considering how so slow that pair is. So I'm going to show you guys. I'm going to drop a screenshot of that as well. I also did GBP/USD sale. I think that was where I kind of made the bulk of the cash, and GPY buy, just little trades here and there, and I was able to grow the account and then scale it. So imagine you're able to take $5 to around $70 every week. That's something that is meaningful, right? And it's I think as at the time I recorded this video, this account barely just did we call it for something $50 in profit. The idea behind staying focused is, like I said in the previous video, you need to understand that this stuff you're doing, you just have one shot. I mean, unless you have lots of money, but you have one shot. Now you have one shot, your life depends on it. What are you going to do? Focus. Yeah, focus. I keep telling people sometimes that one way to actually make money as a forex trader, just imagine you are at gunpoint and then they tell you that you must win the next 2 trades, or you must win the next 3 trades, or your life depends on it. You know that you can't take a shitty setup. The first thing you're going to do, you're going to chill. You wait for that setup to come to you before you make any other move. You wait for it. Why? You don't even have a choice. I mean, if you lose the trade, there are high chances you're going to die. Or let's say they tell you something like you have 5 opportunities, you can only lose 2 trades and you must win 3. Considering a good risk reward of like 1 to 3, 1 to 5, let's say 1 to 5. If you win 3, that's 15R. But if you lose 2, you're coming out with 13R, because 15 minus 2 is 13, right? Good. What are you going to do? You are going to what? Focus. Focus. Nobody's saying you're going to win the 3. But I mean, your decisions will now give you what? Give you like a higher probability for your edge, right? You now know that, okay, since I have just 3 shots to get it right in these 5 chances, I mean, I can only do something very good, right? You wait, and you'll be surprised that your first trade you can be risking like $3, like first trade add on gold, $3 to get $9, and before you know it, your account is now how much? You're now up 14 USD. 14 USD, I mean, you can divide that again by 3. Yeah, we're having like, let's say $4 point something or thereabout, and then you can just push it up from there. Risk for $4 to get 20 if you had a 1 to 5. I mean, I normally average from 1 to anything between 1 to 2, 1 to 3, down to almost like 1 to 5, 1 to 6. Yeah, so let's assume you had a 1 to 5. You now had what? Your $4 has now turned 20 plus the 14 you already had. That's 34, and you are going. You understand? Now you have $29 on top of the money you started with. So now you now divide $34. Let's say you divide it by 3, and then you have like 11 point something on each, and then you now go 5x of that is $55. Add it to your 34. You're now up what? 89 USD, and you are growing. You're growing. you're growing up until you won't even know when you enter 3 figures. You started from 1 figure, $5. Now you enter 2 figures. Now you enter 3 figures, $100 and something, and then that's where you now have the longest stretch to get to 4 figures, which is like 1,000, 2,000, right? And then another very long stretch to get to 5 figures. As the number of figures, as the figures are increasing for the account size, you're having a longer stretch to get to the next figure. More reason you have to stay focused and stay disciplined. I mean, you don't even have a choice, because if you had lots of money, you will not be depositing $100, $50, $5, $1,000. You have crazy deposits. You will. So I mean, if you're like not a millionaire in dollars, you just have to calm down, relax, calm your nerves, pick quality setups only, stay focused. A+. Matter of fact, when once your setup comes to you, go take a break, drop your computer, go and sleep, wake up, come back and ask yourself, is this my setup? If the answer still comes out as yes, I mean, you should have a confirmation checklist by now. You go, you tick it, it has ticked this, it has ticked that. I mean, something I can actually enter. Then you can go ahead and pick that trade. But always make sure it is your A+ setup. That is what would help you grow an account. I'm not saying to grow an account is easy, but I'm saying it is actually it's actually attemptable. You can attempt it, and then you can also achieve it. It's achievable as well. Yeah. So I mean, from time to time, I'm going to drop, updates on little accounts I'm going to be growing, because I mean, sometimes it feels like it pays better to like just have $10, $20, $30 lying in your trading account, and then you hit lot sizes that takes it up to about 100, 150, 200. Now, mind you, the idea behind flipping, I want to let you guys know, is flipping is not someone taking a 100% risk. Let's just assume I am worth $100. Let's assume my net worth is $100. Of course, it's an assumption. And I bring out $10 to flip. For starters, I'm risking how much? 10% of my net worth, right? Now, in my trading account, it's appearing as I'm risking 100%. That's if I risk the whole $10, right? But now, when I make that deposit, and I decide to divide it by 3, and I'm risking $3. Let's assume I go for a 5-hour trade. That's going to take me out of my account to $25, because 10 plus 15 is 25, right? Good. Now, what you all are saying is that I'm risking 30% of my account. But in my head, I'm risking just 3% of my whole net worth. It's nothing. I'm not even going to bother myself, right? And then from that 3%, I can now push. I can now $25. I can now push to risk 5% of $5 from the money, and then take another 5-hour, and then I'm up $50, all from what? A $10 deposit, right? And then I can now divide it by 5 again, and then risk $10 and take it to $100, and in 3 trades I just doubled my net worth, right? I'm just assuming I'm worth $100. Of course, I'm not worth $100, but let's just assume that. You now see that it's actually very, very, very calculated. So the flips you're seeing, someone flips $200 and takes it to about, funds $200 and then takes it to about 5K. So it's just 200 USD. It's not the person's net worth. You understand? So the idea behind flipping is you're funding your risk per trade on a normal day. You're funding your risk per trade, right? So sometimes people love to flip because, I mean, they know that the only exposure they have is the money that is deposited there. It's not like keeping $10,000 or $5,000 in your trading account, and then that's actually full exposure, right? Because you could be slipped, and then your broker takes more than you anticipated to lose or to win as well, right? It works on both sides. Slippage works on both sides. If the slippage happens in your favor, you're going to make more profits than anticipated as well, right? So some people do this to limit their exposure, and for many reasons, I mean, it's just preferable to have little funding here and there, unless maybe you're so big that even if you have 50K deposit, 100K deposit, 10K deposit, 5K deposit, that exposure is not going to hurt your life or your net worth in any way, shape or form. That is when you can just decide to make those kind of deposits, right? Well, I mean, the purpose of this video is to actually tell you guys that making that account growth is actually very possible, and all you have to do is stay disciplined, stay focused, don't overtrade, pick the right setups only, and your focus is to grow that money. And mind you, the money that you've not withdrawn to your bank is not your money. Money that that trade that you've not closed is not your money. The GBP sale I picked, it kept going. If I held it, I could have made an extra $20 on that trade, but I had to close it. Why? because I'm trying to grow an account. So there are psychological, implementations that comes into place when you're trying to grow an account. First off, you have to take profits. When I had an $8 profit on Go, I immediately took it because I know that, okay, this is already 100x of my deposit, right? And then more than 100x, I deposited $5, and then I had another profits on AD and ZD. Just all those rush until I could now hold for $25. I could now hold for $30 profit, $15 profit, thereabouts. So the idea is that you need to, at all times, take profits, stay disciplined to pick A+ setups only. And I mean, withdraw your money when you make a profit. Rinse and repeat the same process. So just know that it's actually possible to grow small accounts. And this is today's version, or this week's version, of uploading a video every week, even though I've actually been kind of slow because the most recent upload was about 9 days ago. Well, I promised to give you guys this one today. So I don't even know how to end the video. Bye bye.